Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Paul Nichols Podcast Show, helping you to build a passive online income one brick at a time. Today is episode number 7, and we're going to be discussing 7 profitable types of products that you can sell on the internet in your online business. So you want to start an internet business and you want to sell stuff in order to make sales, to make money and get money in your bank. But what do you actually sell? This is the big question. So what we're going to be doing today is going through the 7 different types of products that you can start to sell in your internet business to start pulling in profits, sales, revenue and income into your business. These are all products that I have sold myself over the last 18 years in my own business. So we're going to go through each of these, and I'm going to expand on each of these and give you the pros and cons of each one. So the very first thing that we're going to cover is number 1, which is, can you guess what it is? This is the most basic type of product that you can sell on the internet, and that is an ebook digital download. So out of all the different things that you can sell, an ebook is the most simple. It is the easiest to make generally, and it is the easiest to actually sell because you create an ebook, you make it into a PDF, and then you deliver that to your customer. So there's no complex videos to make. You don't need to do any fancy editing. You don't need to worry about anything else apart from just delivering that ebook to your customer that has paid you for that product. And you can create ebooks in just about any market, any niche, any industry. Ebooks used to sell extremely well many years ago. When I first come to the internet back in 2008, a lot of the products that I actually purchased around 2008 were ebooks. I purchased probably dozens of different ebooks around that time. And I found that back then they were very popular. But over the next 5 to 10 years, from 2008 up to about 2015, there was another type of product that became very popular. And we'll discuss that next. But ebooks do work very well. They still sell extremely well, but I personally don't think that they're as popular as they once were. So as the internet has evolved, as software and tools and different things have come out to make your life easier as an internet business owner, ebooks do still sell and you can still buy them. People still create them and sell in their business, but they don't have as much perceived value anymore as they once did. However, if you're looking to start an internet business and you just want to make some sales, you just want to generate some revenue in your business, an ebook is absolutely fine. As long as, and this is what a lot of people don't really understand, a lot of people just look at an ebook and think, well, it's an ebook. Is it really that valuable? Perhaps not. Well, it's not always the case, because what you have to think about is what your customer is trying to learn. If you can give your customer a solution to a problem that they're looking to fix, it doesn't matter how you deliver the product to them, whether that's going to be an ebook or any other type of product that you give them. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you solve your customer's problem, and you can quite easily do that in an ebook. But as I said, over the years, the ebook perceived value has, I would say, gone down. It isn't what it once was. Yeah? If you sell a product and you deliver people an ebook, a lot of customers these days would expect you to deliver some type of a course in a different format than just an ebook. That is my experience, and that is something that I think a lot of people are now used to, because there's many other types of products that you can actually deliver, many other different formats other than just an ebook. However, if you want to make money and you want to make some sales in your business, you can still sell ebooks. At the end of the day, like I just said, it's all about if you can actually solve a problem for your customer, if you can give them a solution, and that is in the form of an ebook, and you give them information within the ebook, within the PDF, that is absolutely fine. You can still build a good business around selling ebooks. Another thing I will just quickly say is ebooks are also a very good way to just give your customers and your subscribers information. So whether that's going to be in the form of a proper ebook, as in a PDF, or, and this is something that I often use in my business these days, and I think a lot of other people do as well, I use Google Docs. I don't create PDFs anymore. As I said, back in the day, we used to all create PDF documents and deliver them to the customer that way, whether that's going to be a free report or an actual paid product. What I do in my business now is I use Google Docs, and you can do that yourself. It's completely free. Just go over to Google, just type in Google Docs. As long as you've got a Gmail account and you're logged into one of your Gmail accounts, you can create a document, so a Google document. It's really, really easy to do. And I do this for a lot of different free reports that I create in my business. So that's a very easy way to actually deliver a product or a free report to your subscriber or to your customer. So ebooks, they still work okay. You can still use them to make money and make sales, but there are lots of other ways to now create products. So just bear that in mind, because some of your customers may look at ebooks and the perceived value just is not there anymore. But that's not to say you can't make sales, because you can. And I'll say it again, it's all to do with giving your customer a solution to the problem that they're trying to find. So moving on, number 2. Can you guess what number 2 is? I almost said it earlier, and that is a video course. So ebook digital download. The next stage after that would be a video course digital download. Now I can talk about this topic and this subject for hours, because over the years, most of the courses that I've made in my own business have been video courses. Today, I would say I have made well over 1,000 tutorial videos. In fact, it's probably close to about 1,500, maybe even around 2,000. I don't know. I lost count a long time ago. So video courses are something that I've created a lot of over the years. One of my first courses was a video course back in 2010. I actually put some videos together and I sold them as a video series. So video courses did sell very, very well, and they still work extremely well. In fact, I would even go as far to say that most courses now will have some element of video within the training, because over the years, people, you, me, a lot of us, we have been conditioned to expect video and also to learn from video as well, because of the rise of YouTube, Facebook, Reels, you name it, there's videos everywhere, as you know. So video courses do still sell very well, but the same as anything, as long as the customer solves their problem within your training, within your video series, whatever it is that you teach in your course. Video courses do make very, very good money. Of course, there's lots of things that goes into making a video course. It's not just a case of, well, if it's a video course, it's going to make money. It isn't just a case of that. As you might know, there's lots of things that you have to think about within your video course when you make it. Where do you want to put the videos once they're created? Are you going to have a members area to actually put them in somewhere? Is it going to be a protected members area? Are you going to use someone like YouTube to host your videos, or are you going to pay for your hosting, for your video hosting on someone like Vimeo or Amazon S3? So there's all these different options that you have. The bottom line is, when you create a video course, it is, I would say, most of the time, it is the preferred way for customers to learn from you and to get the value that you are going to give them within the product. So video courses still sell very, very well, but you can quite easily combine the video courses with an ebook. So you could give your customer an ebook, and then you could also have some videos in there as well to help them along the way to explain the method, technique, information, whatever it is. Video courses still sell extremely well. In fact, video is one of the main ways that I teach my customers skills and give them knowledge in my own business. I have a private members area. You do have many options when it comes to making video courses. Do you create video courses where you share the screen like I do a lot of the time? I find that really works for me. You might be a little bit different. You might prefer to just have your face on the screen. You know, a lot of it will really come down to the information that you're teaching your customers in your videos, because sometimes sharing your screen is not going to be relevant. It's not going to be worthwhile, and it won't serve and give your customer any extra value by sharing your screen, because you might just be talking to your customer on camera. It might not be a case of you actually want to show them things on the screen. So there are different things that you need to think about and consider before making your video training course. And also, you of course need some type of video software. I personally keep things nice and simple whenever I make videos for my business. I currently use a video tool called Filmora by Wondershare. You might have heard of it before. It just depends what you prefer to use. Filmora is quite a basic video platform, but this works really well in my business. It's nice and simple to use. I can still create really good videos. It just depends how much experience you have. And also Filmora is a paid product as well. But of course you can use Filmora or you could use something else that you found previously. It's entirely up to you. But video courses still sell very, very well. In fact, I've been using them for many, many years to sell products within my business. But there is, of course, a little bit of a learning curve. So don't expect to just turn your computer on and be able to make lots of videos and create a course, because there is a bit of a learning curve. You have to learn how to make videos, whether that's going to be a screencast, screen capture video, or it's going to be a you in front of your camera talking on camera, or it could just be the sound of your voice, and you might not have your picture on the screen at all. You might just be sharing your entire screen with just audio coming through. There's a few different options that you have, but they work very, very well. They sell extremely well. But of course, there's lots of things that go into the actual course once you've made the content, because you then need to get it up on the internet. But that's something that you are going to need to think about once you've made the course. But this is all part of making training courses on the internet, is you will naturally begin to learn all of this stuff as well. Once you make the course, you're then going to look into and learn where to host the videos, how to deliver the course to your customer, etc., etc. So moving on, number 3. Can you guess what number 3 is? So we've got number 1, ebook digital download. Number 2, video course digital download. Number 3 is membership sites. This is one of my favorite business models on the internet. In fact, this is what I currently have in my business. I have a membership site, as you probably know. You may have already seen it. You may have gone to one of my links before, Coffee Shop Income. It's my membership site. I've been running that for a fairly long time now. And in fact, this is my second membership site now. I had one back in about 2014, which I ran for a couple of years. But due to certain reasons, I decided to finish that. I created another one. So this is my second membership site that I now have, and I love the model. The membership site is a very, very good model. However, there is a learning curve. So it's not a case of you're going to be able to just create a membership site within 24 hours, because there are things that you need to learn. For example, A membership site, you can create a recurring income. So it's not like when you sell a video course or an ebook. Generally, with an ebook or video course, you're going to make a one-time payment, and that's fine. So you might make a $27 sale if someone buys your video course, and that's great. You can make some very, very good money up front from selling ebooks and video courses. But a membership site, if someone joins your site, they stay for a particular number of months, and every month that they access your site, or they have access to your content within your membership site, they pay you per month. Could be $17 a month, $27, $37, $50, $100 a month, $200 a month. It depends what your content is and how valuable it is and what type of audience you have. But membership sites are one of my favorites. But they do take time to build because you need some type of a membership script in order to protect your content. That means when someone goes to access the content within your membership site, if they don't have access and they're not a member, it will come up and it will tell them that they don't have access, they are not currently a member. So membership sites will protect your content from people that have not yet paid you to access the content. They are very, very good, but you do have to buy the membership script in order to protect the content. There's lots of different ones out there. I won't go into which ones that I'm currently using or which ones that I recommend. That's for a whole new video. But they work extremely well. But they are, I would say, a more of an advanced type of product to sell in your business, because you do need a little bit of experience. You need to know a little bit about email marketing. You need to know how to set the site up. You need to know how to create sales pages and how to drag and drop everything to actually create the structure and the framework of your membership site. So there is some work to go into it, but the end result is you have an entire members area, a private members area, where you can send your customers and they can access content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. So this is a private members area, and you can give people access automatically. So someone will buy access to your membership site, and then all of this happens automatically. When they buy, they get their username and password sent to them automatically, and everything just works completely on autopilot. And this is why I like membership sites, because you could be out enjoying yourself, doing whatever with your family and friends. Someone joins your membership site, and then they automatically get access to your members area to access all of your content. And that does also work the same for video courses and ebooks. So it's not like membership sites are different in that regard. They are very, very similar to when you sell a video course and an ebook. However, a membership site just means that you're able to build a recurring income on a monthly basis. So if you've got 100 people paying you every single month, and you're charging $37 a month, that's $3,700 a month that you've got coming in every single month until those people start to cancel. But this is then when the churn comes in and customer retention, how many months they stay for. Do they stay for 3 months, 10 months, 12 months? And then we start to dive into all the data and how you need to replenish your membership site on a monthly basis. But we won't get into that. That's for a whole new video. But I love membership sites. They're a great way to build a profitable internet business. However, there is a learning curve, and they are a lot more advanced compared to just making a video course or just making an ebook. But definitely consider membership sites, because they're definitely something that work extremely well. They're very profitable, and also they're very enjoyable to run for most people. Yeah, some people don't like membership sites, and that's fine. Everyone's different, but my personal preference, I love membership sites. I love the whole model. I love having like a community of people within my site, teaching everybody within my members area through video tutorials and live webinars, whatever it may be. So moving on, number four, that is the done for you setup service. done for you setups are out there. In fact, I have sold some of these in the past. So let me give you an example what that would be. So this is more of a service type of product. Yeah. This is not the type of product where you sell on the internet and then you give someone a link to a download page, because that's not generally how this works. So let me give you an example. A done for you setup. That could be, let's say you sell a service. Let's say this is just an example, an off the cuff example. Let's say you sell a service, a social media service, where you will set up for your client or customer, you will set them up with a Facebook page and a YouTube channel for their offline business, for instance. Yeah, this is just an example. This would be classed as a done for you setup service. So you create a Facebook page, you create a YouTube channel for your client, and in return, once you have completed that, they can either pay you then, or pay you half up front and then half when it's done, or just pay you all of the money up front. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it, but how you set up the actual payment isn't important at the moment. But the type of service that you can sell is what I just said. You can create a Facebook page, create a YouTube channel, and that could be the service that you give to your customer or your client. And you could say $300 or $297, $500. You could say, for $500, I will create you for your actual business. I will customize you your own YouTube channel and create you a customized Facebook page for your business. And you could sell that for $500. But this type of service and this type of product, please remember, this is very hands-on. The whole point of using the internet to build any type of income and business is you're able to use tools and services to automate most of the process to do with building your business and building your online wealth. That is the main reason why most people get involved in an internet business. When you start selling services such as done for you setups, yeah, you're trading your time for money. Now, don't let that necessarily put you off, because if you charge a good amount of money for the service that you provide, then this could be a major building block for you building your overall yearly revenue and building your entire business and your entire brand. So it's not always necessarily going to be a bad idea. Just make sure, if you do this, if you use this particular type of product, make sure that you charge enough money, because this is going to be hands-on work. This is not something that you can automate. You can automate the emails to go out after they've purchased. You can send out an email confirmation to say, thanks for your purchase, we'll be in touch soon. You can send all of that, but the actual work that you need to do is going to be hands-on. This is hands-on, labor-intensive work. I mean, you could even go as far as to say, well, you could outsource some of this. And you could. You could outsource this, and that could be a way of doing it. But just bear in mind that this is a done-for-you service setup, which means this is quite hands-on. Yeah. So if you're looking to create a automated online income or some type of an online business which is mostly automated, this might not be the right type of product for you to sell in your business. But you can make some good money with it, and it can be very, very profitable. Just depends on how you want to run your business and what you're prepared to do and not to do. So moving on, number 5, the next type of product that you can sell in your business. And that is, and this is a popular one, coaching and consulting. I'm sure that you have seen many people coaching, consulting, people telling you how to coach people, how to generate coaching clients and customers. It's very, very profitable if you do it in the right way. But the downside to this is that you need to be experienced, generally. You generally need to be experienced in a particular field, industry, niche or market before you're really able to sell coaching and consulting and charge good money for it. Yeah, same as anything. Anything that you're charging really premium amounts of money for, you are generally going to have some good knowledge of that industry. That's generally how it goes. And there are going to be some exceptions, I know. There always is. But generally, you are going to need some good experience, good knowledge, because this is what people are going to pay you for. They're going to pay you for your knowledge, for your wisdom, for your experience, and what you know in your particular chosen niche or field or industry or market. And this is what they're paying you for. They're paying you for your experience. So you can maybe help them solve the problem that they have in their business. So coaching, consulting, very, very popular, but it's not for everyone. You might not be very interested in coaching or consulting, and that's absolutely fine. Some people are more interested in this than others. Me personally, I've done a lot of coaching in the past. I don't mind it. I generally don't like to do it very often, because what I've found in the past is that unless you're really thorough on the people coming through, so you know exactly who your perfect coaching client is, it can sometimes backfire. Because when you start to work with someone and they don't have the experience that you need them to have in order for them to benefit from your coaching, then that can lead to a lot of frustration. So we won't go too much into that, but let me just say that coaching and consulting isn't for everyone, isn't for every online business owner. This is something that you could do, and you can charge a lot of money for coaching and consulting. However, it isn't one size fits all. There are many different things that you have to be aware of, and you have to know, the prices to charge, who your ideal coaching student or client is, what process are you going to send people through. I personally send them through a application process. I get them to fill out an application before I even consider taking them on as a coaching client, and this is something you can do. This is the best way to do it, because this pre-qualifies people, rather than you just speak to someone over Skype or over Zoom or over the telephone or even face-to-face, because you need to make sure that the people that are coming through, that are potentially going to be paying you for your coaching, you need to make sure they are pre-qualified, so they are the type of person that you want to work with. So I send people through an application, and then I get those responses come in. I read the responses. If the responses are in line with the type of client and customer that I'm trying to attract for my coaching program, then I will get back to them, and then we can maybe discuss things more. We can set up a call online and go from there. But just have a think about this before you dive into it, because as I said, it's not for everyone. There's a lot of things that you need to be aware of when it comes to coaching and consulting. There's 3 different ways that you can coach. You've got group coaching, which could be over Zoom, over some type of webinar, and you could have live coaching where you could have 10 people that are all on the actual webinar all at the same time. So you could have a group coaching session, and these do work quite well. It just depends how you want to do it. I personally like to do one-on-one coaching or a personal meetup coaching. The reason is because this is much more personal. you can really dive into someone's business, look at what they do in their business, help them to solve the problem that they've got in their business, and you can speak to them and work with them on a very personal level. This is just personally what I would rather do. I'm not a big fan of group coaching because there's all different types of people in all different types of situations on the call, and it's very, very difficult. For me personally, I'm just not a big fan of group coaching, but you might be a big fan of it. You might end up doing this at some point in the future and really, really enjoy it. That's entirely up to you. But group coaching, one-on-one coaching, and personal meetup coaching. So it just depends what you prefer. But please bear in mind that it's not for everyone. Coaching and consulting, you can charge a lot of money for your time, but it does also depend, do you actually enjoy it? Do you want to trade your time for money? And if that's the case, if you are going to do that, make sure that you get paid well for your time. So this is something that you need to think about as well. How much do you want to charge? Yeah. The perceived value on what you're going to give someone, are they prepared to pay you X amount of money in order to get coaching from you? You know, do you have the trust? Do you have the credibility? Do you have the experience to be charging X amount of money to your client? So these are all questions that you've got to ask yourself before you roll out any type of coaching or consulting offer. But it is profitable. Many people do it. Just depends on how much you want to charge, and also the process that you want to send people through so that they become coaching or possible coaching clients and coaching students. Do you want to send them through an application process? Are you just going to talk to everybody straight off the bat, either over the phone, over Zoom, on a webinar, something like that? It's entirely up to you. There's lots of different questions to really answer. It depends on your personal preferences and your particular type of business. So moving on, number 6. The next type of product that you can sell in your business, and this is something that people do, but it isn't necessarily an internet downloadable digital product. This is a physical book or some type of a physical item, DVD, CD, something like that. There was a time around 2008, 2009 where many different coaches used to create courses and then package them up and sell them as a physical item. But you can still sell things like physical books. You can still sell DVDs. So these are all products that you can still sell in your internet business. There's no reason why you can't just give links to people and they can go and buy your book if it's on someone like Amazon. Even a podcast, you could give people a link, and if they want to go and download your podcasts, for instance, and you could charge them for that. But this is mainly physical items. So, things like a physical DVD package of some description, a physical book, a physical item. So any type of physical product you can still sell in your internet business. It's not something that I really like to do. I may do a book at some point, but it's not something that I personally really want to get into. However, I know some people have done extremely well selling books in their internet business, and that's something that might suit you in your particular business. So moving on, number 7. The final type of product that you can sell in your business, and these do sell very well, obviously depending what it is and what niche and what market you're in, but software and tools. So there's always software and tools out there for you to buy. So different software, tools, plugins, different types of software that you can use in your business, which will maybe save you a lot of time, save you a lot of money. It will just free up lots of your time in your business. So there's all different tools out there. You've got all these different pieces of software for your website as well. You might even sell hosting. You might have your own hosting company. Yeah. So you're selling hosting, which helps people to host their websites in their online business. There's a whole range of different software and tools that you can sell online in your internet business, but it's very profitable, and they are good ways to generate a lot of extra money and revenue in your business. It's something that, again, I personally don't do a lot of software and tools. I have sold some of this stuff before in the past, but it's not something that I sell much at the moment anymore. But I know it's very, very profitable. It just doesn't suit my particular business model. I don't sell software and tools in my particular business. But it's something that I know there are other people. I've got friends that sell software and tools and they do extremely well. So that is another type of product that you can sell in your business, which is very, very profitable. So those are the 7 different ways that you can start to generate sales, income, and revenue in your internet business by selling any one of these types of products. And generally, just about everything that you see on the internet will fall into one of these 7 categories. It just depends what you want to sell, and also how much experience and the skills that you have in order to create these types of products, because it does make a difference. If you're a beginner, generally you're not going to be able to build a full-blown membership site. You may just want to sell a simple ebook and create a simple video course just to start, and then you can progress from there. However, if you are someone that's very, very experienced, then you won't think twice about maybe making a membership site or creating a done-for-you service and start to do some coaching and consulting in your business. And then you might want to release a book, and then maybe you want to create some software and tools for your business as well. A lot of it depends on your experience, but if you're just starting out, then go with an ebook, a video course, and this is how I started, and then just go from there, because the things that you will learn from creating ebooks, reports, and video courses, the things you learn just by doing that will put you in a very, very good position moving forward, because knowing how to create courses in your business is very, very important, because you need to know how to create content. Whichever way you look at it, you need to be able to create content in one way or another, because that's going to help to really push your business forward. So if you need any extra help building your internet-based business, then I'm currently giving away a 7-day free video series, and this is going to teach you how to get started on the internet, how to choose a niche, how to get started, what business model to choose, how to set things up and create the actual framework that you need to start to generate sales and income in your business in the next 30 days. Just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp and you can grab your 7-day free training video series. So that's completely free. That's my gift to you. So you can go over there, grab your free training, and this will help you to start building a real profitable internet-based business starting today. And in the next 30 days, you could be making your first real sale in your online business and actually start making some real income in your business and start making some progress. So we're going to wrap this up now. Thanks for watching another episode. As I said, this is episode number 7 of the Paul Nicholls Podcast Show. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next episode very soon. Take care.